Hello and welcome to All Talks with Cafe Mutual. I'm Ridhima Bhatnagar. Today we have here with us Abhishek Goyal, who is the MD and Head of Infrastructure and Real Asset Funds for Neo Asset Management. Hello, sir. Welcome to the show. So I want to start by asking you that government has put a lot of emphasis on the infrastructure sector. So how do you think what are the opportunities in that sector as of now, and how does investor look at that space?
So, Ridhima, that's a good question. See, infrastructure in our country has been one of the most neglected classes. So, government has realized that alone it's very difficult to do. So, they have taken the help of private sector, so as to speak, and private investors to do infrastructure. In the last 20 years, there is a very healthy public partnership program that the government has been carrying out, because of which, to my estimates, more than $100 billion of foreign capital has flown into only the roads and the solar sector itself. Apart from that, there are many other sectors, but simply the large amount of capital has come in. So investors are very used to investing in infrastructure, but they are all foreign investors. Domestic investors have been so far a bit reluctant to come into infrastructure, probably because of what happened around 10-15 years back, when most infrastructure players were not doing very well. But there are a couple of principles if you follow. A domestic infrastructure, for a domestic investor, infrastructure can be a very interesting asset class, giving a very good risk adjusted return. First thing is, stay away from construction. In our country, as everywhere else in the world, construction is a bit of a difficult task, and you don't know what issues will come. So we are financial investors, stay away from construction. Right? There are ample operating infrastructure opportunities available which can give a good return. That's one. Secondly, look for a fund manager or an investment manager who has experience and track record. See, end of the day, the infrastructure assets are very easy to maintain. See, in a road, what do you have to do? You have to make sure that the median plants are watered every day. Cleaning is done. Painting white black is done. And maybe if there is a pothole or a crack, it is filled in time. That's all you need to do, which is very easy to do, but somebody has to do it. You should have the wherewithal, the financial wherewithal, the technical wherewithal to take care of that. So that is a very important thing that the investors have to keep in mind. And the third thing is that one should not get greedy. It's very tempting to take more and more debt and buy more and more assets. It's very tempting, but we have seen the consequences of that. So we should remain very focused on our capital structure, on the debt that we take, how all debt we take, what terms we take. If we take care of these two, three things, I think an infrastructure investor can get anywhere between 12% to 20% from an asset class which is very, very low risk.
Now, how does one select the right infrastructure fund? If they are helping their clients or if they are choosing it for themselves.
See, that is a question of, there are not too many infrastructure funds at the moment. The investors have a choice of going through infrastructure funds, which are AIFs, or they can buy InvITs in the market. There are listed InvITs. They can do a lot of research on their own and buy InvITs. It's a good way to play infrastructure. If they want to go through funds, then they should do proper due diligence on the funds. They have to look at the fund manager's experience. They have to look at their team. What is the philosophy? What are the things they will do? What are the things they will not do? And basically make a view on whether their funds would be taken care of properly or not. But it's a question of large level of due diligence on the fund managers is what I would advise the investors.
So, what are the risks involved in this infrastructure sector?
Ridhima, that's a very important question. See, for infrastructure, people feel ki there's a lot of risk. But remember, we are looking at projects which are operational. So there's no construction risk, land acquisition, permit approval, is everything is behind. When the project becomes operational, that is when the investor buys the project. So construction risk is gone. Like I mentioned before, financing has to be a very conservative kind of financing. So financing risk is also limited. In our country, government is so much encouraging towards infrastructure investment that regulatory risk is also very, very low. There's only one risk. That risk is buying a poor quality asset. If you buy a poor quality asset, I mean, if you buy anything poor quality, you end up spending more. Same way with an infrastructure asset. If you buy a poor quality asset, you end up spending more in repairs and maintenance. So before buying, and this is another place where the fund manager's experience and track record comes into play, he should have the power to discern a quality asset and a not so good quality asset. They should be willing to do the work, make the expense to do the technical due diligence to make sure that the assets that they're buying are good quality assets. So that's the only risk, at least that keeps me awake, that we have to buy very, very good quality assets.
What makes infrastructure funds more lucrative than other funds? Like, what is the USP? Why should one go for it?
The USP, Ridhima, is that it's a low risk. It's a very high predictable cash flow kind of a instrument. End of the day, a project which is operational has money coming from government. Some government entity or the other is paying under a contract which is a very long term contract, 15 years to 25 years contract. So if such a long term contract, government is paying you a fixed money, your revenue line is fixed. You're not dependent on anything. Costs are very low. Like I said, in a road, you have to do just basic maintenance works. In a solar also, a plant generates electricity and provides, there's no moving part. Either in a solar or a road, there's no moving part. So all the people who are sitting at the plant, they have to make sure that there's cleanliness, there is vegetation cutting. If there's any electrical fault, you go and repair it. So they are simple to maintain. So yeah, but that is something that have to take care of.
All right. Thank you so much for those insights. That was all from today's session. Thank you.